So let me tell you guys about this heartbreaking story of Korean Airlines Flight 007, the flight that did not reach its destination. Picture this, it's early morning, around 4 a.m. on the 1st of September, 1983. A Boeing 747 is soaring through the night sky on its way from New York City to Seoul through Anchorage, Alaska. Suddenly, the tranquility of the flight is disrupted. The plane is shot out of the sky by Soviet military. All 269 people, including a U.S. Congressman, tragically lost their lives at sea near Monoron Island. Shocking, right? This is where things start to get messy. Initially, the Soviets said they didn't even know what the plane was. They thought maybe it was part of some sort of a spy mission, but actually the plane was just way off its planned course due to a navigational mistake. By the time this came to light, though, it was too late. The reactions were intense, to say the least. Ordinary citizens were horrified, of course, with 269 innocent lives lost without reason. Experts, too, were taken aback, horrified by the tragedy, and outraged at the apparent trigger happiness of the Soviet military. Calls for answers, justice, and increased safety measures echoed around the globe. In the fallout of this catastrophe, the black box or flight data recorders went missing, taken by the Soviets. It wasn't until 1993, 10 years later, that they were returned. During these years, many investigations took place by both the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, and the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, FAA. They discovered the plane was more than 200 miles off course. But due to lack of communication, the Soviets simply mistook it as a threat. In October 1992, a joint U.S.-Russian commission started to delve deeper into what really happened that fateful day. They focused on reviewing evidence like transcripts of conversations between the Soviet pilots and ground control, and hard facts that revealed the realities of Cold War geopolitics and the tragic misfire that ended so many lives. At last, the truth came out that it was a tragic misunderstanding and error. The pilots of the Soviet interceptor had genuinely believed that they were firing on a spy aircraft rather than a passenger plane. The lack of communication was the prime cause of this tragic misjudgment. Unfortunately, the pain for the families wasn't over yet. Despite international efforts, most of the passengers' remains were never found. The conflicting information and lack of transparency didn't help either, but underscored the tensions between East and West during the 1980s. So, there you have it. A tragic tale of a plane that was simply lost, mistaken for a threat, and fired upon, leading to the death of all people on board. The lack of communication and quick judgment turned an ordinary flight into a catastrophe. This incident still serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of misunderstanding and poor communication in volatile political times. It's chilling to think about how one navigational mishap ended up changing so many lives. It just goes to show how carefully we need to tread in matters of life, death, and national security.